Okay, so first of all, okay, good afternoon, good evening again, and with respect to teacher and my classmate, today we have a presentation. We are group one. We have 3 people in our groups: me, Rotha, and support. I think support here, if absent, he cannot join or attend to presentation. Okay, continue, brother. Okay, we have the content, grammar, popular methodology, and approach method, procedure technique, and 3.5 all the method, communication language teaching, and task-based learning, logical approach, and for all humoristic method and procedure, presentation, and practice and production, and which method and what approach, and course book and another material, and look forward. Okay, and let me explain about the learning objects. We're talking about the grammar popular methodology. The type I refer to grammar translated method and traditional approach to language teaching that heavily emphasize learning grammar rules and translating between learner native language and the target language. Often,
Continue, right, Bong Samut?
I cannot hear his voice.
Bong Samut, where are you?
yeah, I'm sorry, teacher. Internet interruption. Internet.
Yes,
It's not working.
Yes.
Okay, let me continue. Brother Rotha, previous slide, not this slide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, so let me continue. Sorry about that. um, okay, so we start from this document. Explore popular methodology grammar, focusing on the significant on the language learning and teaching. By examining the various approaches, we aim to provide insight into how this methodology can enhance understanding and usage of the grammar in both academic and everyday content. For example, understanding and implementing the wiser methodology for teaching grammar can significantly impact student learning. Each approach has its strength and weakness. Educators may benefit from combining elements of different methodology to create more effective grammar instruction strategy by focusing on the engagement and practical application. Teaching can help students develop deeper understanding of grammar, its rule, effective and communication. Go ahead, brother. And diagram we have three points we have to explain: approach, procedure, and techniques, or the method. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, we have the 3 things to explain. First, approach. The people use them approach to refer to theory about the nature of language and language learning. This provides the reasons of doing things in the classroom and the reason for the way they are done. An approach refers to approach perspective of philosophy and how one thing about the tackle the problem or subject. It compasses analyzing principle and belief inform decision making and strategy. For example, in education, constructive approach emphasize importance of learner actively constructing their own understanding, while behavioral approach focus on observable and behavior and reinforcement. Method is the practical classroom realization of an approach. The originator of the method have a right decision which will bring an approach they believe in the method in various procedure and techniques method in semester way of doing something. Often devised from the specific approach is outlined. Overall framework strategy employed to achieve particular goal. Methods are typically more structured than approaches and can be applied across wider contexts. For instance, in research, quantitative and qualitative, qualitative and quantitative methods respond to distinct way of gathering, analyzing data, each aligned with the different research approaches. And procedure is another sequence of techniques. An approach sorry. Procedure is detailed step-by-step set of instruction, the action to complete, and specific tasks or process. And procedure are often derived from the method that provide clearly how to implement the effectively. They are essential ensuring consistency and correct execution. For example, a popular design dictation procedure start when the students are put in the small group or laboratory procedure might outline the exact step to conduct an experiment, including safety and ensure requirement needed. Okay, go ahead, brother. Okay, so the 3.5 hour method. The many of the sea which are having grown into present day methodology were shown in the debate between more and less formal attitude of to language. Usually, the place of the student for language in the classroom. Before the 19th century, many formal language learners were scholars to study rule, grammar, and consulted lists of foreign word in dictionary through sort of course and countless migrant and trader package up a new language in another way too. Grammarization. The method did exactly what the term say students were given in their own language explanation of individual point of grammar. And then they were given sentence which exemplify this point. The sentence had to be translated from the two back to student for everyone and vice versa. The right the right method this method arrived at the end of 19th century. It was the product of info reform movement which was reacting to restriction of grammar, translation, Translation was a burden of the favor of the leader and the students speaking together relating to grammar form, what should be learning or object and picture, etc. in order to establish their meaning. About the Orilingualism, when we have an account of the language learning become popular in 1920 and 1930, and the rate method more firm, especially in USA, in bilingual method using the stimulus and response reinforcement, the model attempt and through the continuous process of positive reinforcement to a gender good habit in language learners. Further, I cannot see the letter. Too small.
Do you see it?
Okay.
Possible?
It's okay. Okay, let me continue. Communication language teaching. Most English teachers in the world today would say that they teach communicatively, and many important methods such as task-based learning. Philosophy such as teaching unplugged exist become a communication revolution of the 1970s and 1980s. Communicative language teaching, the approach to language education and emphasize interaction as primary means of language learning. The document explores the principal teaching and benefits of CLT, providing insight into how this method foster effective communication skill in the learner. By focusing on real-life communication and functional use language, CLT aims to prepare students to use target language in a practical situation. And principal communication language teaching focus on communication. The primary goal of CLT just grammatical accuracy, but also the ability to convey meaning and engage in conversation. Aesthetic material CLT encourage the use authentic materials such as newspaper, video, and real-life dialogues to expose learner to language as it used everyday context. A learner-centered approach in CLT, learners are active participants in the language process. They engage in meaningful tasks and effective and promote collaboration and interaction with peers. Functional language use. The approach emphasizes the functional aspect of language, teaching students how to use language for specific purposes, such as requesting information, giving direction, or expressing opinions. And about the tasks based on learning, we have three. Okay, I explain about the pre-test step. In this step, the teacher explores the topic with the class and may highlight useful words and phrases, helping the student to understand the task instruction. The student may hear the recording of the other people doing the same task. And the task cycle step. During the stage, the student perform the task in peer or small group while the teacher monitors from distance, and the student plan how they will tell the rest of the class what they did and how it went, and they then report to the task, either orally of the writing or compare note what has happened, and the language focus stage. In this stage, the student examine and discuss specific failure of the listening or reading take they have to look for the task, and the teacher may conduct some form and the practice specific language. The failure of which is task has provoked an offer online correction. Okay, so with method board-up approach. So when choosing teaching method approach, it is important to consider the goal of the lesson and need of the student. Here are some example teaching method approach. One, first grammar translation and the words method, bilingual method, and communication approach, and activity-based learning. So approaches are general nature and explain they are tailored to the need of the student. Can you? Yes. So what teachers do in the class? So teachers play a vital role in sharing student education and overall development. Their responsibility go beyond just delivering lesson. Good teachers are constantly interested in the what research taught them and in the method that they have advocated when so.
Once more.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yes, well, please continue.
Okay. 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 So here is the detailed breakdown of what teachers do: instruction and knowledge sharing, curriculum planning and lesson preparation, and student assessment, evaluation, classroom management, and support guidance, collaboration and communication, encouraging and lifelong learning. Okay, continue, brother. And about the post-method learning culture, the post-method approach in learning, teaching, repression, a shift away from the relying on knowledge, it one size fits all the method like the grammar translation or other lingual method, and instead emphasize flexibility, contextual sensitivity, and autonomies of the teacher and learners. This approach acknowledges the importance of adapting teaching to unique cultural, stimulational, and individual context in which learning occurs. Learning culture refers to the shared belief, value, norm, and practice surrounding education and learning within the particular community of group. It shapes learner attitude, behavior, and expectation regarding their education.
Okay, so thank you, Bang Samut.
That's all. Yep.
Yeah, for your presentation. So let me continue from Bang Samut. So I would like to good morning again, lecturers and classmates. So I would like to continue from Bang Samut from the 4.9 course book and other material. Okay. So we are course book and other material. We have 2 points for one for many teacher. Many teacher decision about what to teach are heavily influenced by the course book they are using. Not only do course book offer us a syllabus that a teacher expect to follow, but more importantly, they have strong suggestions about how the syllabus should be taught. Two, when the book has been chosen by the institution they work for, teacher often little alternative but to follow its syllabus and procedures. Thus, as we shall see in 4.9 and 2 and 3. This does not necessarily mean that they have to change the way they teach. One, course book, and two, other material. Course book, there are grammar. The teacher should be prepare the grammar explanation and exercise for the student. Two, vocabulary list and user example. And number three, reading passage and comprehension question. And and four, listening activity and writing task and speaking prompt or dialogue also. So here is the course book that teachers should prepare before going to the class and explain to the student. And the other material for the teacher use it also. So there are worksheet or handout or video or article or newspaper, something like that. Yeah. And the teacher based on the learner specific also. And the next, okay, the next four, and again, course book use. One, may institution use the syllabus in course book. In here, as the organization principle, the best course and test run progress through the material, mean the sequence of grammar or vocabulary and skill, etc. One argument in favor of course book use include following the below. One, they are carefully prepared and offer coherent syllabus and satisfactory language control. Two, they are often attractive presented. And three, they provide lively and interesting material, topic, and text. And four, they are very useful for students look at again to remind themselves of what they have been studying. And five, pedagogy artifice is perfectly justified as a stage in the progress of become a competent user of another language, although it cannot end there. Some of the least realistic examples that preoccupy some commentator. And number six, good teacher books which accompany many course books suggest varieties of procedures to have teacher use the material effective and prior appropriately. Okay, and the next, modern course can come with varieties of extra, including DVD, especially companion website which offer more text and video, practice exercise, and test material. Argument one, two, argument again, the use of course book include one, there is impulse learning style which may not suit a particular group of the student. They often release in PPP. In PPP, there are presentation, practice, and production. As the default teaching procedure, and this may not be in the best interest of student. 3, they stifle some teacher creativity because completing coursebook match will become more important than real classroom communication. And 4, they often blend mean to avoid any possible offense or cultural inappropriacy, and therefore uninteresting. And 5, they are not about the student current interest. They have an unrelenting format. Unit is always laid out the same way. This can be very unmotivating. And number 7, they are boring. And number 8, in the world where the student can find anything they need or want on the internet using their own device, static, pre-constructed body of material and simply out of the date. And how to use coursebook? Yes, it is perfectly possible for the teacher use a coursebook refer to in the way that its writer have suggested and in sequence they have planned. In the content of the book will have been the result of careful through and hopefully of trailing, reporting, and piloting, where the material is tried out in different classrooms. Most teachers, however, bring their own personalities, choice, and ability to bear on the material they are using. 1, omit things that don't fit. If we find things in the book which not appropriate for our student or things which we don't think are necessary, we can simply leave them out. So teachers sometimes do this when they are under pressure to finish materials in a certain period of the time. As it's often the case, they make a decision that something are more important than other, and the less important section can therefore be justified. They made decision to omit them or omit some material because it is not at the right level or because they think it will not interest or inform their student. How to use coursebook also again and replace things with our own choice. We often find section of a coursebook unit which we are not very keen on. However, the content of this section is important and we don't want to miss out. Omitting the section we rely is not an option. In such case, we can replace what is in the coursebook with the material which we think will work better for us or our student. 3, adapt and add things. Perhaps the best way of using coursebook material is to adapt and refine there so that we make the content come alive for our student. While at the same time reassuring them that the material is useful and can be used for revision, etc. 4.9 and 3, using coursebook more effectively. If it is the case that more teacher use a course book more than one, then it is important to take advantage of the phase. When we have touched course book unit, we will want to reflect on how we feel about it or how we might do it better. One way of doing this is to make note in our own copy of the book or the teacher book. Perhaps we can put sticky note on the relevant page, or we can keep a special notebook in much as same way that teachers who write reflective journal record their experience and think about how to change them. So here are some more effective in for using in the course books. Number one, so we have to understand, we are the teacher, we have to understand the course book thoroughly. And number two, personalized material we should have also for showing the student in the classroom. And number three, encourage activity participation. For example, we have to create or make a group discussion in the class and then encourage them to participate and then presentation to us and our classmates. And number four, integrate supplement material. And number five, promote critical thinking. Mean we give them the good topic and then find the relevant critical thinking to protect their topic and then show to the classmate. And number six, monitor student engagement. Number seven, avoid over reliance. And number eight, use assessment wisely. Number nine, reflection and improvement. It means refer to your evaluation or your assessment homework also, so can be reflect what you are teach to the student and then reflect back from the student how can they understand what we have to show and then teach them. And number 10, professional development. Should be develop your professional sharing or explain them to the student, not by our individual style, but we need to find a good professional teaching and then to show to the student by confidently. And number four, choosing a course book. Many teachers are not involved in the choice of the course book, but rather have to teach what they are given. The areas we may wish to consider when deciding what course book to choose include the following below. One, price and availability, and two, layout, design, and ease of use, and three, instruction, methodology, syllabus, topic and teacher guide, and teacher support. Choosing the course book is much likely making any other choice. It is up to you to get the right, and this is why the best approach to material selection is for us to list our own priorities and belief before we start looking at the material themselves. Design our own material. Some of the best material that teachers take into class are their own. Often, this is designed to add to what is in the course book, but they can also be a replacement for what is there. When we are designing our own material, we need to consider the number of questions, which include number one, what will it achieve? Mean refer to what you want to get back from your student when you use your material to show them, and then how much they understand. And number two, does it pass the TITO test? It's mean here TITOT refer to time in times as test. Number 3, will it be easy to use? So your material that you design, it is easy to use it to show your student, not far away from our topic that you use your material. And number 4, can I use it again? So you can. And number 5, will it engage the student? So mean the student can be engaged what you are showing your material to show what you can explain them related to the topic. And number 10, looking forward, it is possible given the pace and scope of technological change that the provision of English language teaching is about to change forever. Number 1, data analytic and adapting learning refer to what you refer to what you get back from the student, and then analytic based on your exam, your exam and the result also from your student. And number 2, personal mobile device in the classroom. Number 3, the flip classroom. And number 4, improvement in translation software. Will all this come to pass despite all change and possibility and the futuristic dream and prohibits that people are still likely to need and want to learn other language for some time to come, whether for society, for social, academic, cultural, and business reason. So for my presentation and for my group 1, that's all. And thank you so much for your attention, especially teacher and classmate also. If you have any question, you can raise your hand and then ask us, and then we can try our best to answer your question. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you, Ratha and Samut, for your hard working and presentation your topics. And for the next step, so welcome for Q&A. So for those students, if you have any questions, so please ask group 1. I give you only 5 questions to ask group 1. So please. Any question, please? Group 1 topic is talk about the popular methodology in teaching English. So please.
Okay, so good morning, teacher, and good morning, group presenter. So I have one question. So I heard that you already mentioned about a lot of methods related to apply in the real classroom. So my question is, so when we teach the student, so how can we choose the suitable method to apply in the real classroom? Because this is my concern, so I still misunderstanding related to choosing the method that to teach my student effectively. So could you please share about your experience for me?
Okay,
You got my question?
So Samut and Ratha, so please.
Okay, I got it. I got your question. Okay, thank you for the question, Jerome. So, my understanding about how we can choose method teaching in the classroom, right, Ratha? Narum?
I mean that, so they ask a lot of methods. So how can we choose which method that apply to in the real classroom, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I
How
got
can
it.
you decide to choose which method to apply into your own classroom effectively?
Good.
I mean that when you choose which method, what did you decide?
Okay, so my understanding about your question, we choose better teaching method in the class. I think we consider out the learning subjective student need or subject matter classroom environment and design a level of student engagement, selecting method and align with the specific learning outcome you want to achieve them to your student. Okay,
Oh,
that's all for the answer. You got it what I mean?
yes. Okay, so based on your answer is when we choosing the method to apply in the real classroom based on the student need or the student need and the subject that
The
we are
level
going,
of,
right?
yeah.
Yes. So I got it.
Okay. Ratha, can you share a little bit for your own question?
I think it's enough, but I have one point for sharing about this. So you have to understand your student in the classroom, mean the level of them also before you choose your method to share them in the classroom. The level of the student also is very important. Also, yes.
Student ability, right? Oh,
Yes, can be like that. For I have one thing in the class in Sihanoukville. So they invite me to teach in the class of year one. Student there are around 65 years, but some of them mean 80% of them they don't understand how to reply back with us. When we talk to them in English, but they can reply us a little bit. Yeah. So that's why we need to understand the level of the student first, uh, and then sharing your method to your student.
Okay, so thank you, Naram, for your asking this question. So in order to answer this question, so I want to add some reason that apply to the methodology in teaching English in the classroom. Actually, there are two ways how to conduct any methods in teaching English in the classroom. So the first one, whenever you conduct any teaching English methodology in the classroom, you have to know your contents. Which content would you apply in the real classroom with your student? If you don't know the contents of any lesson that you cannot apply in the classroom, so it is it is not suitable to conduct the classroom. But when you are clear with your contents in order to conduct in the real classroom, so you can assign your teaching methodology in the classroom. For example, today you are gonna to teach about the past simple, for example. Among our past simple, this is the grammar techniques, the grammar contents. So you might you might apply it with the deductive or inductive approach in the classroom. And one more thing, you can apply it with inquiry-based learning teaching as well. Have you ever heard about IBL, inquiry-based learning? Have you ever heard about this one?
yes, I use him
ខ្មែរយើងគេហៅរៀនបែបស្ថាបនានិយម So IBL it also can be applied for teaching English grammar as well. You get it? And one more thing, the second, you have to know your student ability. When you applied any teaching methodology to your student with the low level of the student, sometimes you cannot get learning outcome, okay, for the student. You have to prove their ability with assign any summative or formative assessment in order to know your student ability well. So when you know the content of any lesson, when you know the student ability in the classroom, so it is smoothly that can push your teaching in the real classroom effectively. You get it? What I mean?
Yeah,
So
yes, teacher.
totally,
Yes,
the
teacher.
first one you have to know the content of your lesson, and the second you have to know your student ability as well as the context of the student. You get it?
Yes,
So
yes.
this is what
Yeah,
I want
teacher.
to add beside Samut and Ratha give you the answer. Okay, any question more?
Thank you for your sharing, teacher.
Yeah, please. Actually, for the teaching methodology in presently 21st century teaching and learning, so we have a lot. Like for the grammar, actually, we always use with deductive and inductive approach, like IBL, inquiry based learning, and one more thing, project based learning as well. So recently in our country, one university, this is we call EAMU, East Asia University, East Asia Management University. This university they just guide students to conduct with 21st century skill. Even I was a lecturer in that university as well. I teach presently. I am teaching about Khmer cultural study there. So I just give them more projects. Like last Friday this week, the student did one project that we talking about Khmer food. So I assign students to do any project for 4 groups. One group they just cook for the Khmer food related to Khmer noodle. The first group and the second led to the some log of cô nhom and the krương, and third group I want them to do for the porridge we call Khmer porridge bò bò krương and quay tiêu, and the last group Khmer dessert. So all the students have to do the life skill that link to the Khmer cultural study. So when we do like this is the kind of project-based learning. You get it? Mm,
Yeah.
yes. If you want to see video, I also have video.
Yeah,
Because
I want to
student
see. I want to see.
I will forward it. Any question? But don't forward this video to the other group. Be the privacy one. This is privacy, yeah?
Yes.
And we have to keep copyright for them as well. Okay, any question more? Please raise your question.
No question. It's a time.
It's time.
No question.
Okay,
It's a time
so
to
if you don't have any question, so now it's my turn to ask you some question. How many questions you want me to ask you? At a time.
I think only one, teacher.
Only one, okay. So if you want me to ask you only one question, my question is that I want you to explain me between the word procedural, techniques, methodology, and one more thing. Can you remove your slide to the structure? A method, I think method, right? One more. Yes, this one. I brought this one. The structure one, the bowl. Slide number 4. Slide number 4 at time. No, slide number 4.
teacher. Slide number 4.
Yes. The
This one,
structure
right?
one. No, one more.
One more.
No.
This one?
Above one.
Above one.
No, that's a pen. Yeah, this one. I want to clarify with you between the word approach, procedure, techniques, and method. Can you give me the specific and raise your example as an evidence? So please. Please explain.
Bon Samut. Once more, where are you?
Okay, I see with her, but I
Can you explain?
right. Teacher, some. So let me explain about approach. Yeah. So approach is referred to a broad philosophical and facilitating teach learning. And after attack, can you help me? Okay.
I can see what I can. Based on my practice. Okay, so in here the approach. Approach, I think it's refer to the actions from the method. In here, for example, we already have the method. We already have the guideline as the method, and then we have to approach. Approach is refer to the action. And how is the procedure? Procedure is refer to the step. Refer to the step of approach is following. Yes, it's mean like this, teacher. And then the technique is the specific skill or tool. It refer to the best technique or professional technique that you can use for, or you can use for approach to your student best. Yes, teacher. I think like this. Yes. So I already to share. So Bong Samut can.
Okay, let me say a bit about the procedure, teacher.
Yes.
So procedure are instruction teacher put in the place so students know how to conduct themselves throughout the school day. The basic practice are adaptable and the level the teacher can add to obstacle from them and depend on their needs. Okay, that's all, teacher.
Okay, thank you for your answering my question. So anyone want to share?
I hope that the classmate can share about that.
Yeah, we can learn together, and then I will sum up for you.
One of them can share because I am not a teacher. I share what I can.
Yeah, me too. I'm not a teacher too.
I'm not a teacher.
And I'm not a teacher too. I'm just a facilitator teacher.
I'm still a student. Yeah, I'm still a student.
I am a student too. Okay, anybody want to share with this? Actually, when we don't think deeply about this forward.
Can I share a little bit?
Yes, so please. So please.
Yep, teacher. Approach. It is a prop, right? A prop technique. We can say it is a big umbrella, and it is also a broad philosophy or belief about how learning should take place. But method is a specific techniques or way of transferring instruction to students and involve actual process of teaching. And another way, procedure, is referred to specific action or step taken by teacher to help students achieve learning objective or involved in implementation of teaching method and approach in particular context. Is this okay? But in Khmer approach, it is called Viti Bangrian, and method it is called Vitisa, and procedure it is Yutsa. Okay, it's a bit different. This is my idea, teacher.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
thank you for your sharing. Actually, these 4 words, if we look immediately, so most people think that, oh, it is the same explanation or the same meaning. But if we look deeply in each word, like the word approach, it's totally the keyword of the word approach. It refers to the theory or the strategy comprehensively. We provide comprehensive strategy or the theory that guide with any action. This is we call approach. For example, in order to teach you about grammar, you have to need any strategy how to teach grammar. You have to quote any we can say any teaching method how to teach grammar, inductive or deductive approach to conduct your grammar in order to get the action and the student get learning outcome from your teaching. This is we call approach. But for the procedure, in Khmer we call នីតិវិធី ឬគេហៅថាជាដំណើរការក៏បានដែរ Whenever you have you conduct with deductive approach, so how can you do your procedure? The first one, your procedure or your process, you have to start the form first, and then you get the example. This is the procedure. But for the techniques, you have to give the specific skill. It means that you have to give the specific example that link to the grammar what you are teaching to your student in the classroom. Sometimes you have to elicit your student by giving the example to follow the form of any English grammar. So this is we call techniques. But for the method, whenever you teach this, you have to ask yourself or your question. Whenever you teach this, so how can the student achieve with the specific goal from your systematic activity in order to get the student with a specific goal? So all of these are very different between approach, procedure, techniques, and method. You got the point?
Yeah, teacher, we got the point.
But Sunny,
Yeah.
Not only in the in education, but in the business also we use approach, procedure, and technique and method also. Yes.
តែប៉ុន្តែយើង link គ្នាណាដើម្បីឲ្យកាន់តែច្បាស់
Yes.
approach យើងក៏បកប្រែថាជាវិធីសាស្ត្រដែរប៉ុន្តែភាគច្រើនគឺវាតាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងយុទ្ធសាស្ត្រឬក៏ជាទ្រឹស្ដីណាមួយអញ្ចឹងណាដូចយើងយក
Yeah.
ទ្រឹស្ដីអីគេទ្រឹស្ដីតាក់ទងជាមួយ teaching grammar teaching grammar គឺឧមាថាយើងយកអីទ្រឹស្ដីមួយគេហៅ deductive បាទអនុមានរួម deductive approach អញ្ចឹង deductive approach យើងយកមកអាហ្នឹងជាទ្រឹស្ដីឈ្មោះរបស់វាជា strategy តើគេធ្វើម៉េចនីតិវិធីក្នុងការធ្វើ deductive approach គេធ្វើម៉េច procedure ទី1គឺយើងត្រូវអីគេប្រាប់រូបមុនហើយបានអីគេមកឧទាហរណ៍ជាក្រោយហើយដល់ពេល technique គេ technique ណាបាទគេហៅថាបច្ចេកទេសតើយើងត្រូវធ្វើម៉េចបច្ចេកទេសហ្នឹងធ្វើម៉េចបានយើងប្រាប់រូបមុនដល់កើតធ្វើម៉េចបានយើងឲ្យឧទាហរណ៍កើតដើម្បីឲ្យមិនយើងបង្រៀន deductive approach មិនយើងទៅដល់ប្រាប់រូបមុនសិស្សទេយើងអាចសួរជាសំណួរថា everyone have you ever heard have you ever seen about the past simple form អញ្ចឹងកូនសិស្សនៅក្នុងចំណោម25នាក់ហ្នឹងគាត់នឹងឆ្លើយមកយើងហើយមានកូនសិស្សខ្លះដឹងកូនសិស្សខ្លះអត់វាមិនអត់ដឹងទាំងអស់ទេចាអានោះវាជា technique មួយក្នុងការបំផុសទៅលើ form នៃរូបមន្តរបស់ past simple ហ្នឹងឃើញទេអញ្ចឹងវា specific skill ហើយបន្តមកទៀតបានយើងឲ្យឧទាហរណ៍ឃើញទេបាទអញ្ចឹងមានន័យថាអាពីរហ្នឹងវាអាចធ្វើទន្ទឹមគ្នា procedure មានន័យយើងប្រាប់ the form មុនហើយបានឧទាហរណ៍ប៉ុន្តែ technique របស់យើងក្នុងការប្រាប់ឧទាហរណ៍ឬក៏ប្រាប់ form ហ្នឹងយើងត្រូវធ្វើម៉េច technique របស់យើងឃើញទេបន្ទាប់ពីចប់ហើយអាវិធីសាស្ត្រដែលកូនសិស្សទទួលបានហ្នឹងដើម្បីឆ្លើយតបទៅជាមួយនឹង learning outcome របស់គាត់តើវាឆ្លើយតបអត់ទៅជាមួយនឹងបរិបទដែលគាត់យកទៅអនុវត្តជាក់ស្ដែងអាហ្នឹងគេហៅថា method យល់បានទេចា
យល់បានទេជឿបាន
Yeah.
Yeah. I think